Hey everybody, it's Peter with Wonderland Amusements. I am back with another development update, and you know what? It's October. I cannot believe that it is already October, and I don't mean like I can't believe it's already October because it's late in the year. I mean it's because it's so close, scandalously close even, to when we are going to be shipping out our Kickstarter units of our Alice Goes to Wonderland home pinball machine that we have been talking about for a year and is now like coming to life before our very eyes. I am super excited to share today's video with you. I've got a couple things that I'm going to talk about. First, we're going to do an unboxing, and then I'm going to build the machine, and right in front of you, exactly as it will show up at your doorstep, with a couple minor updates, like the packaging itself will be pretty instead of what I got. But other than that, it's packed out exactly as it will show up. I'm going to share with you a little bit of gameplay of what we have. So I'm saying a little bit, and the reason I'm saying a little bit is that we had this machine shipped to us about a month ago, and in that month a lot of work has gone on to update it. However, it has not been installed onto this machine yet, and that was because it's not ready yet. So I don't know what to tell you. I'll tell you what I was told. It's product development. It happens. This is the way it goes. I am told that when we go to Expo next week, yes, October 15th to 19th in Schaumburg, right outside of Chicago, that we will have some code that I'm going to be able to update on the machine and play at that time. And so I did not make an in-depth gameplay video today purposefully. I'm going to show you a little bit of it because the machine looks really pretty. It's a little different than what B-Kong, if you caught B-Kong's video, what he was able to show. But without further ado, I'm going to jump right in, and I want to show you how to put this machine together and what it looks like coming out of the box. So let's go. Here's the build video, and so important things to note about this. So well, let's talk about it. Those boxes that you see, those are actually representative of the boxes. This is how it will be packed out from the factory. I am going through and taking out each of the pieces, and I'm taking a second to show you some of them. I'll show you a little bit more as we go through it. But if you want to know what the boxes are actually going to look like, there is my good buddy Andre on his last trip to Hong Kong, and he went to the packaging factory along with all the other factories and got these first passes, final passes of the Kickstarter packaging. That's what it's going to look like when it shows up on your door. 2 boxes, both weighing about 70 pounds, maybe not quite. You can see I'm able to move them around decently well, but that's what they're going to look like when they show up on your doorstep. Box A, Box B, directions refer to them. And yeah, so that's what it's going to look like when it shows up. So here I am taking the various parts apart. I dragged out the playfield behind me back there. We're going to get back to that. Now I'm taking apart the various parts. These are obviously the walls to the cabinet. I put the plexiglass cap back there and showing off a couple of the pieces. We're just going to lay everything out. I kind of recommend that you guys do the same thing. Take it all apart, lay out all the pieces. It's going to make this whole process a lot easier. You'll see me starting and stopping it quite a few times here as I'm going along. I am using a draft version on my phone of the assembly manual that it's still being developed, fully developed. So I stop a few times and pause, but for the most part, what I had is what you will also receive. So I'm in the process here. I'm obviously those parts there on the floor. That's the control panel there. Again, you can pause anytime you want or fast forward through all this if it's not very interesting to you. But I'm going to take out all these parts. Those are the parts for the back box. Obviously, you can see the left and the right, and those 2 parts laying on the ground are the sidewalls. And shortly here, then we have the sidewalls for the main cabinet with art blades on the inside, which you can see. All right, so that one there is actually the full back piece. That is those 2 white strips are the LED lights to light the marquee. That is obviously the speakers and the monitor. And here are all the parts laid out, and we're getting ready to build. Oh, so many little parts. So what are we taking a look at? Oh, here are the toys, right? So we're getting a closer look as I take them out. The caterpillar, the Mad Hatter, the mushrooms. Note that the mushrooms here, they're both purple. Actually, there will be a yellow one and a purple one. We didn't have the yellow ones done yet when they sent this to me. And there's the castle. Hey, that looked like pinballs. Cool. And it's time to build. So I'm reasonably mechanically inclined. It does take me a minute to make sure I'm on the right track here. There's probably, I don't know, 30, 40 parts to put together. Not too terrible. Some dowels, some screws. Everything in the build, I was really pleasantly surprised. I mean, just like fit together like a glove the whole way along. You saw me there for a second take out a power drill. I don't actually recommend using that to do this build. You're going to want to hand tighten everything for the most part. I quickly figured that out. It just made more sense. I wanted to make sure that I didn't strip any of the screws. All of the wooden parts, with the exception of the playfield, are MDF, high density MDF, and so they do have receiving parts. So when you put the screws in, there's a metal part embedded on the other side to receive it. So you're not going into wood ever directly. None of that is done. Everything is going into a metal piece, so it's nice and secure and holds together. There I am. So I'm starting with the back box. There is the speakers and the main brain. Behind that metal box in the middle, mounted between the speakers, there is the PCBA that runs the whole machine. There's another large array on the bottom of the playfield, but that's primarily for power distribution and communication. The actual code runs on the PCBA that's mounted inside the back box. I need to stretch there. All right. Oh, it's time to put in the back box art, the marquee, and everybody wants a little ASMR in their day, so here you go, just for you. All right, that was weird. I didn't watch that back until now. It was very strange. All right. It's very satisfying, though. I'm not going to lie. All right. Screws in. This really is a very simple build, you guys. I think there's, I want to say there's 3 tools that you need for this. One is a Phillips head screwdriver. One is an one size Allen wrench, and the other is a second size Allen wrench. I highly recommend if you have one of those bit-based screwdrivers like I had there, to get the little Allen wrench piece to put in. That will make the build go a little bit faster for sure, no doubt. But here I didn't have a larger size Allen wrench for these particular parts, so I'm using the Allen wrench that we shipped with it. But those are the brackets that obviously mounted onto the top of the cabinet. And with that done and out of the way, it's time to move on to the playfield. So what do we got on the top? Oh, the top of that. So there is the power distribution that I was talking about. That's the bottom of the cabinet that all of the walls are going to assemble to. And that's obviously the pretty playfield. My playfield, you will notice, looked very blue. And the reason for that was when they shipped these early prototypes, even these early mass production, pilot production units, they put a blue film coating on the playfield to protect it. Makes sense, coming out of the factory, to make sure it doesn't get dinged up on its way down the line. But we need to find a new way, and we're going to find a new way to protect that in the process, because I had to peel all that blue stuff off. And once everything's mounted onto the playfield, not surprisingly, it's a little bit challenging. So that is a note for production that was passed on, like, hey guys, we can't have this blue sheet covering the entire playfield. It makes it a little bit, tedious to peel it all off, even though it does preserve the artwork. We'll find other ways to preserve that for sure. All right, so here, see me putting the back box together. Hey, note about those little white posts. Those were for shipping only. You saw me sort of like cogitate on that for a minute. Hey, can I leave these on? Can I take them off? You can take them off. That will be noted as another add to the manual. Those come off. They were just to separate and protect the whole deal during shipping. I do eventually take them out. Oh, there you show me. I'm showing you the little PDF on my phone that I'm referring to. And here I think I got a phone call, so sorry about that. I should have cut this part out, but moving right along. All right, so we're looking pretty good. Time to put the fourth wall on. Once I do that, it's not very challenging. A couple dowels go in to kind of align it, make sure that everything's in place. I'm gonna put the screws in. Nothing complicated here. Starting to look pretty good. That little bracket that I just showed is the corner bracket that goes in each of the four corners, because that is what the legs screw into for additional support as they come into the inside of the cabinet. They screw into that because it's nice and secure. I know some earlier machines that you might be familiar with also do the same strategy. They were, oh yeah, there, I'm taking out those white posts. So coming all together now. My old man body's getting a little old at this point. I get feeling a little lakey, not gonna lie. Especially because I'm moving so fast. But hey, it's starting to look like a pinball machine. How about that? There you can see those metal rails on the inside that support the playfield. There's a little groove in there for standing the playfield up, which you'll see later. Time to put the legs on. You see that that plug in the middle of there. That is where you put the power cord in. That will attach there. Obviously, it goes into a wall. Regular power, AC power. I seem to get a little confused here about whether or not those were screwing in properly to the bracket. They were. Not sure why I questioned myself. It's always important to do one complete circle around the machine before you start putting stuff in. I don't know what that was all about. You can see that there are kind of rocker feet on the bottom of each one of these for leveling. They also screw in and screw out for leveling. Here's Joe. Joe, I need some help, man. Please come help me put this together. I'm gonna put the back box on. Joe's kind of a beast. You can see he's about like 3 times my size. This is all easy for him. Time for the wiring. It's not very complicated. Most of the wires come already attached to the machine, as you'll see on the bottom of the playfield. That's probably the most complicated part, is feeding it down through that tube on the back there. There's a little channel, a little black channel that you feed the main communication and power through. Put the playfield in. You can see that now that the playfield has big sled handles on the bottom of it. That's to help you move it around and support it. And then I'm just gonna connect the communication to the control panel and a couple of power pieces, and that's done. Hey Peter, why don't you put on the toys? Oh, whoops, probably should have done that before I put the playfield in. You can do it either way. It's not actually very hard. There's 2 screws that hold that cat on, the Cheshire Cat, and then the castle just rests on some posts there. It's kind of nice snug fit. And there's one plug on the back of each of those because there's LED lighting in everything except for the caterpillar. And then let's get the plunger in. Note that that red plunger knob is actually not the final one. That was what they had on hand. The final one will actually be a doorknob shape to match the sort of doorknob receptacle on the front there. Now it's time to clean it up and get going. Do get a fair amount of kind of residual dust inside the machine when you're building it. It's not going to be that surprising. Put it in, the lock bar goes on. It's like a compression fit. Turn it on. Yeah, what's going on with that screen? I realized that the screen itself, I was trying to wipe something off, it wasn't coming off, and I realized there was more plastic on the back. Apparently I really enjoy that. I'm not sure what's up with that. All right, so there you go. You get a good look at the full build of the machine and the unboxing and how it's going to look when it shows up to you. Not a very complex build. As I said, it did take me about 2.5 hours to put together. But I was stopping and showing off parts, and I was working through the manual and so on and so forth. Might take you a little longer, might take you a little less. Kind of depends. But that is exciting just to see what it is that you're going to be getting. I do have a little bit of gameplay to share with you. I've already made caveats about the fact that it's a little bit out of date, but I want to show it to you anyway, just so you can see a couple of things. So without further ado, I'm going to just jump right in. And I'm going to point out a few things as I'm going through here. The first thing I want to point out, if you did watch B. Kong's video coming out of Los Angeles Comic-Con, you saw that those mushroom bumpers at the top were not firing routinely. They are firing correctly here at this point. You saw Happy has learned to post pass, which was really impressive. I was impressed, even though it's literally, I think, the only thing I know how to do on a pinball machine at this point, which is sad. I consider myself like somebody who loves pinball, and but I'm a more casual player than a lot of you. Nonetheless, you can see that it is firing correctly now, and backhand up the Queen's ramp, but to no avail. I am trying to shoot up there so that I can unlock the timed speed round. I will eventually get there, but right now, that was not to be. But I'm getting close, learning how to play. But here, what else can you point out? Just to see how pretty and beautiful the machine is looking at this point. The game code, once it comes along, is just going to make this experience like really as mesmerizing as the gameplay, the machine itself, and how beautiful it looks. And I might master that backhand eventually. We'll find out. But again, just a quick look to show you what is up, and that more is to come. Oh, look there, I finally managed to get up the Queen's ramp and unlock that timed event, and then promptly drain, yeah, immediately thereafter, which is not at all surprising if you've watched my other videos. I'm getting better though. I mean, you have to give me that. All right, so you'll have your own chance to come and check this out if you come on out to the Schaumburg Convention Center in Illinois next week. Next week, October 15th to the 18th. We will be there. We will have 2 machines there with us running. Ideally, they will have updated code. I am told that is en route and possibly in time for the show. I've got my fingers crossed. I'm excited. Either way, it's a beautiful machine to check out and play. I think you will enjoy it. So yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you checking out the video. I know it was kind of a long one. I wanted to show you all that stuff. But until next time, I'll see ya.